it's not really a back and forth with Jaime and Gerald, but it sort of is because the lovely Julie Cuccia-Watts is stuck between us as we're doing our book casual about, this is part 2, the Real Sky Astrology Tarot Workbook. And look, I even created this for it. So
look at that, Julie. We're almost halfway through. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. Not quite. Almost.
We're on page what are we, 76?
72.
Good. Neat.
Yes, we're on 72. Jamie's right, everybody. Jamie's right. Mark it, capture it. It's okay. So Julie Cuccia-Watts is the author of this great workbook. Jaime and I already had Julie on to talk about this, and links to that are below. And you know, we're loving it.
I have more tabs than you do.
Yeah, I love it. She's like Jamie.
It's a competition.
Yeah, I have more tags than Jaime does. I don't. Jaime does. Okay. But anyhow, so okay, let's say hi to Julie. How are you?
I'm good.
Take a breath, Gerald.
Take a breath. I'm excited. This excites me. This is thrilling. So you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
And you just released a new book.
I did.
And people can find it under new on your
what's
website.
New on the new page. What's new? It isn't all the way into the trading page or the first page, but I was able to get it onto the new what's new page.
Mm-hmm. Know your limits, purchase responsibly. Also, links to this are available there.
Yeah.
And so, all right. Beth Espazio Rising is here. Hello. Look, Robin Freeman is here.
Yeah, I know. Robin showed up today. Hey, Robin.
This is great. Thank you for being here. This Peter J. Watts guy, have you ever heard of him?
He's in my garden. I can't.
He's in your garden. Okay.
In my garden right now.
There you go. Oh, okay. And I want credit for all of the things that I'm not showing. And I still have that video of the two of you that I put together for when you did a back and forth with Jaime and Gerald, where you two were asking questions. So
okay, you had me a little concerned there for a second.
Oh my God.
Okay, moving on. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you.
I know.
He's ignoring us, Julie.
Den. Jonathan, hello. Linda Thompson. And Pia's Eclectic Life is here. She got an upgrade. And just seeing. Julie Cuccia-Watts is here.
Look at that.
Look at that. Love it. Cosmic Blue Avian, whose name is Nicole, is here. Nicole is here.
That was exciting. Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole. Yes. All right. See, I should calm down. A competitive reader. Yes. And poor Julie is sitting between us.
Yeah.
I feel completely comfortable between you two.
Okay. We are not counting snorts today. Because we'd run out of space.
Run out of room.
Yeah, we'd run out of room. Thank you, Peter. Okay. And Marissa is here. Hello.
And Marissa from Canada.
Ooh. Kristen is here. And yeah, Jonathan already bought it. So did I. Yes, he's like a gnome. He's a very tall gnome. So, but he could probably have the hat for it too. So, Pierrette is here. Hello. Yeah, and Peter's going, Marissa. I mean, okay. Let's just face it. The best chatters are here.
Yep.
So there you go. And see, and I got a yay. Because I remembered Nicole's name.
So, you didn't just remember it. You shouted it.
I shouted it. I did it with full force. So, right, Jamie? Gerald really is a fan.
Oh boy, is he a fan.
Yeah, it's yeah. One of these days, I'm going to actually paint a mustache on this fan.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So,
Hold it like this.
Yes, I need that merch. There you go. Jeez. So today we are talking to Julie. Well, Jamie, would you remind everybody how we're going through this book?
Sure.
Workbook.
So there are sections. If you want to, because your camera will pull it up before mine will, but there are sections. And so we are going a section per week. And so we have it all dated out. I think we're going to be done November 1st is our last get together, but we get together every week and we go over a section, basically talk about what we've highlighted, where things are in the chart, stuff we don't understand. We poke questions at Julie sometimes to say, hey, what does this mean?
Yeah.
And she's gracious enough to answer us most of the time.
I haven't ever not answered you.
I know.
Except for when I didn't have the email because things got stolen. It wasn't your fault.
That week with my emails.
Yeah. But that's kind of how we're going through it. And Julie's been kind enough to come to one of our study sessions.
That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
And I would say the thing that Jamie and I are keeping in mind is because I don't know anything about astrology.
Nope.
What Jamie knows has been blown out of the water.
Yep.
And so there's things in here that are, try this, or what are your notes on this? We don't know, and we're okay with that.
What I know now fits in this spoon.
Well, it's a little larger than that because you've read half of this book.
Well,
it's not that confusing, is it?
No, it's not. No, the book is not confusing. No. That's not what I mean. No, it's going from. Sorry, ignore me. I'm going to get my camera to focus back here.
Hi, Heather. I'll say hi to Heather. And
There
Peter suggested merch stash.
Absolutely. So no, it's the book is easy. That's not it. It's astrology in and of itself and traits and things like that I'm just switching my whole everything from a Taurus view to an Aries view. And I don't know a flipping thing about Aries. I still don't really. I mean, I have.
Well, when the new book comes, you'll have a better idea.
Yeah. So I have this book that I've had for a long time. And I went through and I changed all the dates and everything so that it coincides with new thinking. But when I realized that I had this book again and I went through and did the changes, Gerald and I had started in with the Real Sky Workbook. And I said, screw it. I'm not going to worry about what I've got going here. I'm just going to focus here. So I still don't know anything about myself.
So, Gerald, are you able to recognize her more as an Aries?
No, because I've been too focused on me as a Libra.
Okay.
That's for honest.
No, that's good. No,
well, and what's
he gave me one of these and told me to put it in my pocket for later.
There you go. I do have to say, Jeffrey is oftentimes he's on the other side of the camera while we're in our study group.
Yeah. And
he has the is it the Llewellyn astrology book?
Yes.
And if we say something, he's already looking it up.
Okay.
And he chimes in because as we said before, the meanings of the signs don't really change, or the planets. It's the placement that is different.
Right.
So.
Right. You still have whatever planet in whatever house. It's going to stay in that house.
Yep.
It's going to stay in that theme. It's just going to be a different color, or
yes,
a little bit different.
And that's fun. And we cut ourselves a break because we're going to finish it, and then we're going to go back and have that, oh, that's what this means. I get it now. And of course, and we said this before, Julie, we love your essential concepts.
Yes.
Hands down. It's like part of me just wants the essential concepts as a little flip book.
Oh.
As one of those little,
yep.
Yeah. You know how they have like the little door deck and the, I don't know, magic whatever. Can you imagine? Just picture it with me, people. A teeny tiny little spiral bound bleep.
And every time it opens, it does that. Bleep. Tarot Ask Backwards is here. Hello. And Beth said, so funny. Although I don't know y'all well, I can see Jaime as an Aries and Gerald as a Libra, but I can't cross the hurdle from Virgo to Leo myself.
See? Ha.
Okay.
There you go. And Julie is the best.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yep. Yeah. So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about aspects, because part of what you do in this book, which is really helpful, and the tarot is this way, the astrology is you actually start with the heavenly body, and then you give, it's like Jupiter here is the high priest. And then you actually you talk about Jupiter conjunction, squared, opposition, and retrograde. So we're going to talk about those different aspects in that order. And then toward the end, if we have time, we're going to throw in trine and sextile, just to confuse you. They're not in the book.
Not in the book.
Okay. But one of the things that I wanted to know, Julie, is why are aspects important when you are studying astrology?
Well, that's kind of the point of, doing this.
I'm sorry. That's kind of the point, Gerald.
Well, the aspects are going to create energy, like a kind of like if you have a square in your chart, this is a place where there's going to be friction. And if you have an opposition, this is where there's going to be some polarity and some awareness by confrontation from your opposite. And if you have a conjunction, there's going to be some blending of different kinds of energies together. Like if you have Venus and Mars together, you're going to have blending of those two planetary energies. It's going to be, really an interesting blend that's going to come out.
Yes.
So it's kind of like these are your facets. These are your personal rules in your life. As this is the imprint that you came in with. This is what the universe was doing when you were born, and you were imprinted by that as you became physical, as you became a part of the world. And you kept that with you, that felt comfortable. And this is where you're going to feel most comfortable. And when aspects change and they move away from that first moment, that's when things get like interesting.
Yes.
And when they come back to that place, they're going to feel comfortable again. And you're going to notice that throughout your life.
And I have to say something really fast just to get it out of my system so that I don't keep thinking about it.
Okay. Do it.
Conjunction junction. What's your function?
We were trying to get Jeffrey to figure out a way to do all of these aspects Schoolhouse Rock style. Because it totally made sense to me.
It makes me happy.
Yes. Yes. So
did I talk to you about the room thing? Did I talk to you about that when I was listening into your session. Did I give you that?
The rune
No,
thing?
thing?
Think of yourself in a big room with people.
Yes, talk
you're-
about that. Yeah, the
Talk
rune.
about it. Yeah.
The best way, I think, to describe oppositions, squares, conjunctions. If you're in a room full of people and you, like, we're in a big circle, all lined up in your birthdays. So you start on one side of the year, and everybody who's got a birthday lines up in their space on that circle. And the people who have a birthday opposite you are going to be your opposition. They're going to be opposing you, and you're going to be able to see them very clearly because they're straight across from you.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody is squared of you, they're going to be at a 90-degree angle from you, and you're going to have to turn your head to see them. And so there's going to be a little bit of a struggle to understand them because you're going to have to really make an effort to see. And that is what a square is. You have to make an effort to see how to make that work, or who they are. You have to make an effort to turn your head and actually turn your body to have a look at them.
Uh-huh.
And if there's a conjunction, then they're going to be like right with you. They're going to be, if you have somebody who is in conjunction, they're going to be right with you, standing with you,
Sure.
part of you.
I love
That's a conjunction.
I have no conjunction, so that's easy.
Aw, poor Jaime. Poor Jaime. So my, and this is a surprise question, so Julie, you can pass. If how do you know? I mean, how do you know your aspects when you're doing when you follow this? Are your aspects the same from a Western and you shift it to Real Sky?
They'll be the same. Your
Okay.
aspects are going to be the same. The only thing that's going to change is the sign it's in.
Got it.
So when you look at your chart, you'll see the little square. You'll see a line. They might have a little square there, or they might have a triangle, or they might have a little thing that looks like barbells.
Mm-hmm.
The barbells are the opposition. The squares are a square. The triangles are a trine. And the little thing that looks like a line with a V sticking out of it is a sextile, which just is about angles. Two different.
It's an upside down picnic table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A sideways picnic table. The thing that looks like a sideways picnic table. That's a sextile. And those are the trines and the picnic table, the sextile, are things that you're not going to have trouble with. Those are harmonious aspects. And I didn't put those in the booklet because you're not having trouble with that. And if you want, I put things in that you might have trouble with, things that are going to bring you stress in your life. The oppositions, the squares, the retrogrades, and the conjunctions.
Right.
And that's why I did it that way.
Well, it's all cool, and I may have something inappropriate. So, but here, let's talk about the first aspect, and we'll do this first.
Okay.
This section of the video is brought to you by the word conjunct. Everyone say it with me. Conjunct. Conjunct. The merging of the energies of two or more heavenly bodies. If you are conjunct with this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Conjunct.
That's beautiful. You got it.
Well, like I referenced, it comes from the book, so I'm trying to stick with what's in the book. So, but
Do you have any conjunctions?
I think I have a couple of conjunctions, and I do. Oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to remember. I should be writing these down because I still don't. My sun is conjunct with Venus. What the hell is that one? I always pronounce this wrong. It's not your butt.
Uranus.
Uranus is conjunct with Mars. Stop it, Jamie. Pluto doesn't exist, but it's in conjunct with Mars as well.
Interesting.
Chiron is conjunct with Saturn. And
but he has to make up for the fact that all of his shit's down here and not up here. So
right?
He's just got a conjunct everywhere.
Oh, that's so very interesting.
It's fascinating to me.
Hey, Sharon, good to see you. Hey, Sharon, send me an email, please. I need to clarify something. Sorry. Doing business. Nobody's in trouble. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look, and defunct. Your husband is very helpful. All right. And I have a couple of others, but
that's
keep
really
going.
cool though.
Keep going. That's why we're here.
I also have conjunct. I have Pluto and your what is?
Uranus.
Uranus. And then I have Saturn and Chiron.
That's very interesting. That's cool.
That's totally the thing. It's like when tarot card readers say, "Huh."
Well,
and they just stop. It's like, what? What does that mean?
Sun and Venus conjunct. I have that too, Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very artistic thing. Venus, art is where you shine. And even though you have other things where you're really good at, art is where you shine. And I have that too. So
we're cool.
Hmm.
So
that's really cool. That's very telling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In Libra, which is also an artistic sign.
I just realized something. God damn. Okay.
Okay. Coyote, the book is available through, you can find it through
on Lulu or on my website.
Yeah.
Those are the two places.
So
I guess it's it's on Amazon, but it's a ripoff if you get it at Amazon.
Yeah. I am exactly what I just realized. I am exactly, no lie, exactly squared with my brother, which is funny.
So what does that say about your relationship?
Well, it just makes sense.
I love it. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm stomping the shit out of his crab. How's that?
I think we all would actually, because Libra's actually squared with that too.
Yeah, that's funny.
Said Venus conjuncts Mars. So Jonathan has Sun and Venus conjunct. So
another artist.
Mm-hmm. So as you talked about, the conjunction is that aspect of the and I was writing this stuff down because I think it's so good. It wait a minute, where is it? Really,
Queen?
Energies merge.
Yeah.
Energies merge. So
yeah,
that's that can be very helpful. And is it possible that you don't want energies to merge? Are there some signs where you don't want them conjunct?
I don't think it's good or bad. I mean, I don't think there's good or bad.
It just is, right?
It just is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the Vedic astrology, they'll say if something is conjunct the sun, that it's like it blows up. And it like it doesn't exist or something. And I disagree, because the Venus and Sun together is very artistic, and I've seen that in more and more people where if the Venus and the closer the Venus is to the sun, the more you're probably going to be artistic in your career. And
okay.
yeah. So, and that's just personal. That is in my chart.
Okay.
But that's from personal experience and also knowing other people.
So, Jaime, you don't have anything conjunct?
Nope.
So that is an opportunity for you to, you have to work really hard at merging energies?
No. She's
No.
more like singular with her energies. They're more pure. They're not like blended.
So I'm diluted with that many conjuncts.
Well, you're more complex.
Okay. Simpleton, complexity. Simpleton.
Below the line, you're all over.
I am all.
By the way, this is not
all over.
I'm all over. I'm all over too. But
oh gosh. Okay. Anything else about conjunct? I want to be respectful of your time because I have a feeling we could probably talk for hours.
what else about conjunct? I guess you pretty much covered it.
Okay. So then the next thing that we have is square. Here we go. This section of the video is brought to you by the word square. Everyone say it with me. Square. Square. When two heavenly bodies form right angles or 90 degrees in a chart. Don't be square, just be right. And like, share, and subscribe to our channels. Square.
So hard on these.
Gets worse, everybody. It gets worse.
I love it. It's great.
Well, and I had to do the symbols because, this one is, conjunct is the, the little circle with the line out, and then square is square.
Yeah. It is
So,
Square is square.
So
square is
squares.
And
squares.
so what does it mean, squared?
Squares are a little bit of a difficult aspect. Squares are sometimes you can't do what you want. There's friction. You can't get to what you want. I have a lot of squares in my chart, so I know a lot about squares. And when you have a really hard square aspect, sometimes you have to just do what you can. And you don't get to do what you want, but you can just move forward by doing whatever you can do, whatever is going to let you, whatever is going to be there that you can do. And so you can't jump right to dessert. You have to actually eat the vegetables first and work towards that next goal. And then sometimes if you have a lot of squares, and everything will happen at once. So you have a square will be in two different aspects of your chart. Like, for instance, if you might have something in your house of home, and then you might have something in the house of partnerships. So you might have something like you have to either decide about home or you have to decide about partnerships. You can't do, like, there's a hard square there. And like then all of a sudden everything will move at once. Like you'll have to do home and a partnership at the same time. You have to take care of two really different aspects of your life at the same time. And it's not going to be easy to do. Each thing wants to be a priority in really different parts of your life.
Interesting.
And Jaime, do you have any squares?
I do. I have 5.
Holy
the hard one though, the one that's like the darkest is from house 9 to house 12. And that's fascinating to me.
Okay.
And that's a double square.
So the higher education and how you approach the universe or the divine or spirituality.
Yeah.
So the hard square to say religion and higher education.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's an interesting dilemma.
Mm-hmm. But it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. First day that's made a whole hell of a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. How about you, Charles? Do you have squares?
What?
Do you have squares?
I do. I have 2 squares. I have Jupiter is square with the sun and with Venus.
Oh. So are Jupiter and Venus squared? Or
yes, Jupiter and Venus are squared, as is Jupiter and the sun, because my
because your sun.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that's very interesting. So there's going to be some friction with governmental bodies as when you're yourself, especially in like partnerships or your art or something that you do is going to conflict with governmental bodies. So it's a good thing you always have those disclaimers.
Yeah, because when people tell me I'm supposed to do something.
What? What are we doing? What?
I'm just like, you tell me I can't do that? Great. Watch me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's going to be, that's where your friction lies.
Yeah. Robin said Mercury square, Pluto, Jupiter square, ascendant, Saturn square, Neptune are my strongest.
Oh, Robin, there's that government getting involved with who you are. Like.
Yeah.
Who you are.
And Jonathan mentioned that he has something you call a basket chart.
Yeah, Peter has a basket chart too. It means that everything sort of accumulates in one area, like, and it forms this little basket. So it's everything is in like 3 houses all together on one side of the chart, and it looks like a little basket.
I have everything I have is in 4 houses, so I would have a basket as well. Yeah. And Rossi's Den said most of the planets in my chart are in Libra and Scorpio.
Okay.
And Hypnicity said I have a Star of David in my chart.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's harmonious, actually.
I could see that. And Jonathan said, seeing my sun squared with Neptune and Mars, and Neptune and Mars are opposing.
Okay. Friction with others and generational. It's a generational square. So, like people who are invested in other generational ideas would find friction with you. And I think of Mars as being the first planet outside of our orbit. So it's the planet of other, and people outside your social circle. And not so much about war or action, but about those who are just outside your social circle, who you're not, in tribe with. And sometimes that can be squared.
Yeah.
Or it can be in conjunction. Or
Robin may be an overachiever because they have 5 more squares. So I'm definitely a conflict to deal with.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Well, you came in to do that, and you're a change maker. So
yes,
there it is, Robin.
Yeah. Rossi also said I have a basket chart, And Aaron thinks I have a mutable grand square, mix of angles.
I do too.
Yeah.
I have a grand square too.
Well, and I'm sitting here, I'm like going, I don't know what, I mean, I know those words, but I don't know those words in this context. So stay tuned for
incoming airliner. You
So
have a clear runway right across the top of my head.
You want to know what a grand square is?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I want to know what a grand square is. I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, look who
is. Hey, Patrick. Late
Hey, Patrick.
Driving home. A grand square is when you have two oppositions that are squared to each other. So you have this T-square. So you have a square with two oppositions. Two oppositions in your chart form a square, or squares to each other. And this is a hard one, and I have it. So nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, and then everything happens. And in all aspects of your life. So in your home, in your physical body, your career, your partnership, everything changes all at once. So there's movement in everything. So you can never really enjoy what changes come because it's
all at once.
All at once.
Yeah. By the way, Marissa said I'm going to have to dip out early, but I'll catch up with the recording. Good to see you,
Marissa.
So, and Beth said almost all of my planets are in houses 7 through 12.
Okay. The things that just happen. No, 7. It's all the stuff that people can see.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's above the line. Yep,
it's above the line. So your whole life is out in the open, out where people can see it.
Yeah, and most of mine are from. Actually, they're in 1, 3, and 5, so they're below that line. So
mine are all over the place. Like
you, Jaime, yours is too, right?
Oh yeah. I'm blue.
Like what was that? You're
blue.
Okay.
Flat.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else about squares?
I think, it's basically you have to make an effort to get things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to kind of wait till the timing is right.
There you go. And Nicole said, I looked up my starseed astrology chart and I have many squares, a few conjunctions, many sextiles and trines. Yeah. Most difficult houses are 9 and 10.
Okay. So education and career.
Yeah.
Hard parts.
And all right. So are we ready to move on to opposition?
Sure.
This section of the video is brought to you by the word opposition. Everyone say it with me. Opposition. Opposition. Planets form a perfect line across from each other in a chart. If you are in opposition with this video, you don't have to like, share, and subscribe. Opposition. It gets worse. So opposition, and one of the nice things that Julie does, heaping praise in your general direction, Julie, so be ready.
Okay.
Is in the essential concept, you remind us that, like, for instance, this opposition is about awareness and making us stronger. And then you actually put it with that planet. So like Jupiter opposition, you're telling us what that means specifically with the energies of Jupiter. So it's very helpful. So
good.
So I have 2 things in opposition. I have Chiron in opposition of Mars and in Pluto. Oh, and Uranus. I'm sorry that you have to watch that, Marissa. You're watching the
No, I think she left. She's gonna watch it back.
Oh, and I do have that in that one in opposition of Saturn, Saturn too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
oh, and did I already say Chiron and Mars? Yeah.
Yeah. So he's healing the people outside of your social circle.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So my opposition is Saturn and Chiron are in opposition to Uranus and Pluto from house 6 to 12.
Okay, I need to see that because I know you have your chart. So I need to see that. Because words start just becoming I can't follow.
Mm-hmm. It's fruit salad sometimes.
It is. So I need to see a picture.
You're welcome, Ack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and Patrick also has a bottomless bucket of praise for Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait until the four of us on the screen together. That'll blow Julie's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I made Ack have a typo in their work. Not sorry.
Funny.
Make a type in my work.
And
Okay.
Nicole is a happy hermit high priestess.
Looking at your opposition. Okay. Opposition to your ascendant. Like sometimes you just get physically exhausted doing your work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love it. She's like,
get yourself sick
Mm-hmm.
to help other people get well. Jaime, awareness.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see, what else have you got here? Opposition. That's your, like, is that it? No. You've got a retrograde,
Yep.
Pluto retrograde
Yep.
with Chiron.
Yep.
And I don't deal with those guys.
I know.
yeah, I don't deal with them.
They're also like in health and
Mm-hmm.
spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. No, that's the mosquito in the room. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Sorry. Sorry, Kasha.
Well, if you look at the black and white only has the one opposition.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the main thing that you have to focus on is make sure you take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't help anyone if you're sick.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Robin said Moon opposition Pluto is a weak one.
Yeah.
So, but so I think one of the nice things as I think about opposition, and I get this from your book, it's when we have awareness. You call it the barbell, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That was the actual words that my astrologer in the 1980s taught me. She goes, "Oh, Julie, we've got so many oppositions here." She said, "Think of it as a barbell. This is going to make you stronger."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jonathan has Chiron and Jupiter opposition to Moon and Mars and Neptune.
That's all generational stuff. And it has to do with other people's perceptions. And I wouldn't even worry about that Mars opposition to Neptune because those are people outside of your circle anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rossi's Den said that opposite to Chiron, Venus opposition to Saturn, Venus opposition to Moon.
Huh?
Venus opposition Saturn is probably, probably the most difficult. So this is like patterns of your life opposing the artistic things that you want to do. So that gets in the way. And Venus opposition the moon, it's like maybe if you start doing some of your projects in sync with the moon, that you won't have so many things that are left unfinished. And if you start doing things more in sync with the moon, like begin things when the moon is new and finish things when the moon is waning, that you won't have as many things that are just left in the closet. And that's a life pattern because you've got, Venus opposing Saturn. So have a look at that. And then you'll have more pleasing results with your artistic endeavors.
We have a question from Beth, newbie alert. And if you don't know this, Julie, the best chatters will.
I know.
Excuse me, Jaime knows
Chiron
it.
is not always in the first house.
No, because Chiron's in the 6th house for me, Beth.
Yeah, it moves around. And it's just a little like a dwarf planet.
It's in my 9th house.
Yeah, and it really only started going into charts not very long ago. And I mean, the more data we have, the more minutia is going to be getting into astrology charts. And you can't, the ancient people only dealt with what they could see.
Yes.
And I kind of do my charts that way too. I mean, I don't do charts for people, but when I'm doing readings, I'm only going to work with the visible planets. And when it comes to really distant planets, I kind of just put them as generational markers. Like when you get into Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, those are all generational markers. They're way out there, and it takes a long time. It's 84 years for Uranus, and it's 164 years for Neptune. And that will give you a look at what the pattern is. But it's not really, it's more of an echo of other times. So it's good to look at where those were 84 years ago, 164 years ago. We're at a really unique time in our history where Pluto is where it was during the American Revolution. Neptune is going where it was during the Civil War. And Uranus is where it was at the beginning of World War II. That doesn't mean all those things are going to happen now. It means all of those patterns from the past will be re-looked at and reevaluated, and the same results will happen on another octave. It's not going to be a repeat because we're not in a repeat cycle. It's a pattern in a tapestry, and we just observe it and say, okay, no, we don't want slavery. No, we don't want to be ruled by kings. No, we do not want to have a master race, period. These are all things that are playing out now in the in the social realms.
Yeah.
And it's because, it's time for that, to restate what humanity stands for.
And Peter said Chiron must be the new math of astrology.
Yeah, it's it's like looking at our astronomy apps, and we can see everything day or night. And you can't see that you can't actually see that. Just because I can see that Pisces is still on the horizon at equinox, in the spring equinox, doesn't mean that we're still in the age of Pisces, because observing you can see Aquarius in the morning before the sun rises. You can't see Pisces because the sun is in Pisces and you can't see it. So yes, we are in the Aquarian age. We're already there.
Aaron said, is there anything good about Chiron conjunct Venus? I
don't work with Chiron. I know that this is saying the wounded healer. So I suppose if you want to buy into that, you'll have some aspects that your artistic work or your love relationships or things that relate to love will also relate to the wounded healer. If you want to mix that in, if you want to focus on that, I feel like it's focusing on the negative.
Yeah.
But, everybody gets to do it their own way.
Yes.
I don't do it that way.
So any other thoughts about opposition?
Opposition.
I don't know. What else do you want to know about opposition?
Well, we still have 3 more left. So, and we're at 52 minutes. So, and Robin agrees with you. So if Robin agrees with you, it's okay then.
She's an actual astrologer. She does astrology charts for people.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's good at it.
No, Patrick.
We don't have to look at the fake Sky.
Stay tuned, everybody, because I'm going to have Patrick join us. So we're going to be the dynamic 4 where Jaime and I are just going to be going, what?
Really?
What? What?
Really?
And I'm going to be totally asking those questions just to get them riled up. I totally do that. Totally do that.
Patrick is a warrior for the real Sky.
Yes.
And what's observable.
All right. So let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
This section of the video is brought to you by the word retrograde. Everyone say it with me. Retrograde. Retrograde. When a planet appears to be going backwards because the Earth is passing it in its orbit. Even if Mercury is retrograde, you can still like, share, and subscribe to our channels. Retrograde. Hey, I was thrilled to find retrograde symbol.
Yeah. Well, it just so happens to be the pharmacy symbol.
Yes, yes. So, and in your book, you talk about, here, let me remind everybody, this is your, know your limits, purchase responsibly in the Real Sky Astrology Tarot Workbook, written by Julie Cuccia-Watts, available on her website. You say that retrograde is about internalized energy. So say a little bit more about that.
Well, the planet appears to be retrograde. And what happens is a little bit like when you're passing a car in another car and the wheels on the car that you're passing look like they're going backwards. And
wait,
it looks like it's going backwards.
Doesn't the song go, the wheels on the bus go round and round?
That is the song. It happens to be my grandson's and my favorite song. But
I was just like, you're going to bring that up and it's going to be stuck in everybody's head.
That's exactly what's happening, is that we're just passing. And it appears to be going backwards.
I have 5 retrogrades.
In your chart, you have 5? So you probably feel really comfortable with retrogrades. Like things go better when there's retrogrades.
Yeah.
And we have retrogrades regularly, like every year as we get to a certain place in the year. It's normal.
Yeah.
And it's a great time to go back over things, to edit, to fix things in your house and to, you know, like do something over or rethink something. So we need that as humans. We go fast, we go forward too fast sometimes, and you have to just step back and wait a minute, savor that. Let's look at that again. Let's think about that some more. I want to do it over. So, you know, it's good for us to have retrogrades.
This is a question for you because I just read Aaron's thing. What, just for people out there, what is the difference between outer planets and inner planets?
Okay, so we're orbiting around the sun, like in a giant spiral, right? So there's an ordering to the planets. Mercury's closest to the sun. Venus is next. The moon is traveling around us. So sometimes it's an outer planet and sometimes it's an inner planet. So anything outside of the Earth orbit is an outer planet. It's outside. So if you think about Mercury and Venus being the inner planets, they're your thoughts, they're your creativity. Mercury's communication and writing and speaking and thinking, and Venus is creating and love and I mean that's our inside. And then you step outside into the outer orbit and you hit Mars first. After that is the first one out there, and that is the others, the people outside your tribe, the people outside your social circle, the people from other places. And then you get Jupiter, and Jupiter is like this big failed sun out there. It's huge and it collects a lot of, it kind of at the same time keeps things from getting in, but sometimes it's a magnet for things getting in. So I look at Jupiter as this kind of body of government and bureaucracy and big brother. And Saturn is the next one out, and Saturn holds Jupiter in place. Saturn's gravity keeps Jupiter from moving towards the sun and crushing us. And Saturn is very akin to the moon. Its cycle is 28 or 29 years, so it's more like the moon cycle. Like the moon is 28 and a quarter days. Saturn is like 29 years. So it's this higher octave lunar kind of energy. And Saturn really, you know, people fear Saturn, but Saturn is really a great one for patterns, because when Saturn hits a place where it's been before on your chart, things in your life repeat, and you get another chance to do things, and you get another pattern overlapping. And like, for instance, when I had my first Saturn return, I started Ancestral Path. I was raising a little baby. And when my Saturn return returned, I was doing Ancestral Path over. And my grandson, my son, who was a baby when I was doing Ancestral Path, had a son. And I was taking care of my grandson. So this is Saturn return. That's what it looks like. And you can feel Saturn in other parts of your life. So when Saturn returns to where it was when you were 21, when you're 49, things that were happening when you're 21 are going to happen again when you're 49. It's just going to be you're going to be playing a different role. It's going to be a higher octave. Saturn is a great pattern maker, and it really like shows you your life. And Uranus is another one of those generational planets. It goes around every 84 years. So you're going to get a little flavor of what was happening 4 years ago will repeat, as well as that will happen with Neptune as well, and with Pluto as well. And now we have a new planet they just found planet 9, which they think is 20,000 year orbit. Like it's way out there. And
Wow.
yeah, so now we have this brand new giant generational planet. And maybe humans are ready for that.
Patrick said in Vedic, we learned that stationary planets pack a lot of power.
Yeah.
Is anybody else hearing that Beatles song from the White Album, number 9?
Number 9? Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Axe said that's exactly how I explain it. It feels so real, like you think you're rolling backwards, but it's not. Retrograde in the car scenario.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And so I only have I have Saturn, my Saturn and Chiron are retrograde. So
retrograde. So you can't get away with any bad behavior, Gerald.
Did you just challenge me?
No, that's your Saturn retrograde. Saturn retrogrades can't get away with any bad behavior. You're going to get called out every time.
So let's see. North Node, Saturn. No, sorry. North Node, Neptune, Mars, Uranus, Pluto. All in retrograde.
My North Node is
too comfortable when everything's in retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have Mars retrograde. That's all.
Okay. Nicole asked a question. Wait a minute. Does the asteroid belt play a role in all, at all in modern astrology? It is said to be a massive planet 4 times the size of Earth. It imploded and became the asteroid belt.
Yeah, I don't think it does, but boy, you know, it probably should. Something to think about. I've always thought that was a planet that exploded. As soon as I heard there was DNA on the particles or on the pieces, oh, that was a planet. Holy cow.
And Robin, North and South nodes retrograde. Holy mackerel. Okay. So retrograde, and everybody fears Mercury retrograde,
Yeah.
which is happening. And really, there's no need to fear it. It's just you gotta adjust your energy and approach things differently.
Use it. Don't try to fix anything mechanical, or don't try to fix your computer during a Mercury retrograde. There's something glitchy going on. Just go, it's Mercury retrograde. Let's let it go. Otherwise, you're going to just compound your problems. And just take for granted that you're going to have to change every password that you ever had. And you're going to have trouble getting into absolutely everything that you try to get into. So just calm down and rewrite something and edit and,
Yeah. Okay. Robin is saying truth to what you're saying. And Patrick said, yes, we include the asteroids. They all have names and differing secondary effects. I am glad that I don't need to learn all of those asteroids at this point.
No shit.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Can't see them. I'm not using
them.
So, oh yeah. Oh, and poor Coyote. Coyote is in software support.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have the next 3 weeks. You can be busy, boy.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so retrograde. Are we ready for the next one? All right. Let's do the next one, which is, here we go. This section of the video is brought to you by the word trine. Everyone say it with me. Trine. Trine. When 2 planets are in signs that have the same elements. We're all harmonious in trine, so please like, share, and subscribe. Trine.
You have 7 trines?
Jesus. Excuse me. I need to correct something. It was Michelle Marie who said we include asteroids. It was not Patrick.
Okay.
So sorry, Patrick. That great stuff doesn't go to you. It goes to Michelle Marie, Astrological Tarot, who I will be a guest on their channel tomorrow doing readings.
Wow.
I'm excited about like being there for Mercury retrograde. I'm like, woohoo, let's do this.
No technical difficulties.
There's not going to be any technical difficulties. It's cool. So, okay. So you have how many, Jamie? I mean, are there more?
7 trines. Lucky you.
Wow.
Those are all very good things to have.
So see, depending on which chart you look at, I either have 7 or 8, but I'll go with 7. Yeah, it's all good.
That's good.
I'll take
it. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, my moon is trine with Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron, which doesn't exist.
No, it exists. I just
and my Neptune and Saturn are trine. And my Neptune and Chiron. Yeah, I just said that. Oh, and my... Okay, what I'm doing is I'm looking for my symbols because I don't have the symbols memorized yet. And that's okay, everybody, because I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's okay. My Jupiter is trine with Venus.
I thought
no, with Mercury. Sorry.
Oh, your Jupiter is trine with Mercury?
Yes.
So it's good for communication.
Except for instances like I just had.
Well, Mercury is going to go retrograde tomorrow. So, but I mean, think about how you are using this platform for communication. This is huge. And you're doing so much with the modern communication.
It's true. I am.
Yeah. Way to use the system.
Well, and way to get out information to people and share, because that's I'm built for it. And Julie and I had messaged Julie, or we had it's the curl of my mustache. But I'm stalled on a couple of creative projects, and Julie was like going, you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff with communication, so cut yourself a break.
Yeah.
I was saying the same thing, Patrick, but I wasn't going to correct him.
Oh, well. And Michelle Marie, Astrological Tarot, said, LOL, we like to push the envelope. Jonathan and I are dealing with planetary remedies and mantras for Mercury that morning. Fingers crossed.
It might have to sacrifice a toaster or something so that nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, I sacrificed the toaster.
Who is this other Patrick? There is no other Patrick.
There is only one.
There is only one.
Can you imagine more than one Patrick? That's like having more than one of me.
I can deal with it, but
So, but okay, so trines are when all of the elements are the same. So there's a comfort, and I would say, I'm going to guess, Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a knowingness and an understanding without there's a flow. It's just like, yep, we gotcha. Picking up the sentences sort of.
Triangle is a very stable shape, and I'll give it that. I don't necessarily adhere to the elements anymore, but I texted you about that.
I know.
Changed my mind about the elements in the signs.
Yeah.
And that's for another day.
Yeah.
That can take a day.
Jaime, you have 7. How many trines do you have? You have 7?
7.
Jonathan only has 4 or 5.
I think I have 1.
1 trine. Well, that's
1
interesting.
Wow. Yeah. Anyhow, it's fascinating. So
It is.
but see, and this is the great thing, and I can totally see. I'm glad I have a cohort. I'm glad I have cohorts to help me slow the F down, because I probably would have read this book already, only digested about every third or fourth page, and then be trying to overlay this with, well, I was already trying to overlay it with the Wheel of the Year.
Yeah.
To which my thing is, why is this not working? It's because it's freaking upside down, Gerald. And then I would be going, well, let's overlay, sacred geometry on top of it, because it's inferred.
It is.
So
it is. I mean, and there's no reason why you couldn't overlay sacred geometry.
Yeah. So there you go. I agree with Julie. I don't see the correlation of elemental parts to astrology.
Yeah.
And what is he saying? I can't. Oh, he's like, okay. And so, I mean, Patrick, if you want to come and be in a chat with me and Julie and Jaime,
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it scheduled. But I want to finish this book first.
Yeah, finish your book.
Because, so anything else about trying? Okay.
Just the stableness of it. I mean, a three-legged is more stable than four-legged.
Yes. Absolutely. All right. This next one is I think I have the glyph wrong, but here you go. This section of the video is brought to you by the word sextile. Everyone say it with me. Sextile. Sextile. The aspect of two celestial bodies 60 degrees apart. Sextile means 60 degrees. If learning new words is favorable, please like, share, and subscribe. Sextile.
All aspects lead to subscribing.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I so wanted him to do this as like a 1-800 sex operator. Sextile.
Sextile. It means 6.
Well, yeah.
Wait. 2 celestial bodies.
Why didn't you help him with that? You could have done the voiceover.
There's a snort for those of you who are tracking.
2, but I remember.
but I mean,
he's trying to get over the blush for himself.
I'm just like going, I was desperate asking Jeffrey, and he's like going, oh, well, it could mean this. And I'm like, how am I? Anyhow, so sextile, and that's the glyph I see. So
yeah,
I see double lines with the picnic table for sextile, 1 picnic table for semi.
Oh yeah, I did it that way, but it's like it's both ways. It's like a line and then like a greater than symbol.
We'll just put it this way: whatever sextile works for you. It's okay. I'm not going to stop you from doing it.
That's right.
So, okay. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah. I am enjoying the workbook. Can you tell? Ross's Den is saying the word with a sextile. Moon sextile ascendant. Neptune sextile Pluto. Rossi's Den as an overachiever has 5.
Wow.
So
Those are really good aspects. They're harmonious. They're like trines.
so but there's well, and it's what it's 1/6 of a circle.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And Patrick once again has said he wants in on this. So free sextile.
Block that guy.
I don't
want a timeout.
do I have
now he's got the devil in there.
I know.
He's just being naughty.
I have a lot of Mars sextile. Sun, Moon, Venus. And then Neptune and that other planet that I don't say the name of. And Pluto and Neptune.
I find mine interesting. Mars to Uranus, Neptune to Uranus, Neptune to Pluto, Saturn to Mercury, and the Moon to Saturn. I just find it's interesting.
I'm looking at your chart. You're telling me.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's higher education.
You
know, that kind of overlays everything. That keeps you in harmony, really. Like your education keeps you on top of all the things that are happening all over your chart.
It's interesting, huh?
It's very interesting.
Peter J. Watts said that's why I was always sent to the principal's office right next to Patrick.
And I put gum on your chairs.
I
never got caught at doing that.
Because all of his planets are hidden underneath.
That's right. Nobody can see it.
Nobody ever sees what's happening.
Who do you think got Peter and Patrick started? Wasn't me. Yeah. Aaron is like going sextiles with the stars.
And I'm frozen.
I love it. So, wow. So, I mean, I think this has been incredible. Thank you, Julie.
I learned a lot today. Thank you.
I did too. And so again, this is that know your limits, purchase responsibly. We're using this. We're going through it. We're cutting ourselves a break and working through it. This is based. Is it the mythology? Would you say is Egyptian because that's the origin of astrology? However, you're getting an introduction to Egyptian deity, but it's not all Egyptian deity. It's mostly about the relationships and what they mean.
Right. The new book is highly immersed in Egyptian mythology, Egyptian gods.
Yeah.
And it's kind of my...
But see, I find something interesting, though, about this. So my pantheon would be Celtic, right? But I still find great merit in finding those commonalities and aspects, and I'm not talking about the aspects in the chart, but those aspects of the different gods that give you good correlation and connection and all of that stuff. So I don't have to be into that pantheon to learn. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's not my thing, but it's fascinating, and I can make it correlate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it seems like all the pantheons have similar archetypes.
Absolutely.
You know,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna find your archetype that's similar.
Absolutely.
I agree. And Beth said you're a good teacher, Julie.
He's a great teacher.
Thanks.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Mhm.
And yes, Julie does know her stuff and is very generous with it. So, and I not once felt awkward about asking them a question that I didn't know the answer to. I was just curious, and it's just like, well, let me ask this. Let me ask this. It's all good.
Yeah.
And you know what her response is? Well, let me tell you.
Yes, yes. I love that.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for my answer.
Yeah. And Patrick cannot wait to watch back. I've got to go be in a sextile with my wife and prepare dinner.
Wow. Well,
That's
well.
very harmonious, isn't it?
This
Thank
is
you for
very
that.
harmonious.
So, oh my gosh. So, so what is the new book called, Julie?
Oh, the new book is Real Sky Astrology, the Egyptian God Signs.
Okay.
And it's hot off the presses.
There you go.
Hot off the presses.
Hot.
Not off the presses. So,
Yeah.
yeah, even Gerald blushed. Gerald's
Oh,
mustache
yeah.
blushed.
Oh, yeah. Disgustingly so.
Yeah. I'll be teaching the class Real Sky Astrology, the Egyptian God Signs, in Rochester next month. And this
That's
book
great.
ended up being like something as a supplement to that class. And I thought it'd be nice to have that book available for people who can't make it to the class.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. Julie, thank you so very much. Perhaps we should arrange another visit. I don't know. Maybe we could talk about houses or something.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, but everybody, please like and subscribe, do all that stuff. And there's Julie's website again. So, and Oracles of Healing Light is here. It's good to see you.
I do post little shorts every day on YouTube and Facebook, little musical, like where the moon is and if anything weird is aspecting. And
Yeah.
just like 30 seconds.
And those are all linked. Those are linked below.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're on my channel. That's the only
Wait, why was that a question mark, Julie? Have you not learned?
Hello.
Thorough. Very thorough.
I mean, next time I could put that in a video for you if you want a video clip, but nobody could link on it. So thank you, Kristen, for being here. She spends at least an hour every morning doing that. So that's cool.
It doesn't seem like an hour, but I suppose it does take that long.
So yeah, they're great. They're great. So, all right. So we will bid everybody adieu. And everybody come back. Like, subscribe, don't be square, be trine, be sextant. Yeah, whatever. So bye.
Use your opposition wisely.